Yes, Professor. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Um, Participants, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Is it that PPT is visible?
Sir.
Okay. See,
Yes. Yeah,
uh,
visible.
visible. Now, can you give me the cycle of genetic algorithm? What will be the GA cycle? In GA cycle, we have selection, crossover, mutation, then new population, right? So first is parent population. I mean, original population, or we can say as a current population, followed by what? Crossover, followed by mutation, and then new population. Like this cycle will continue. Okay. See how I can select the yeah, new population from the parent population by making of crossover, mutation, and then new population. Right. So now what the selection you are doing, okay, when you are taking of current population and the new population, right? In there, the selection concept is based on rank selection concept. There are so many selection procedures are there, like Rowland field procedure selection is there, and round robin selection procedures are there. But the procedure, what I'm going to use it in this method is the rank selection procedures. So using that, I'm going to rank it. Which chromosome population will give the minimum position error when I'm comparing of my target output of GPS with the trained output of my INS. That chromosome will make it as the first rank. Like this, I'm creating of current population and the new population like continuously. At the final end, which population has the minimum error, that population is considered the best population. With that, I'm stopping of my neural network training process, right? This is the concept of genetic algorithm application in the your recurrent type neural network. Understand? Right. Of course, now you will see the overall system configuration, right? This is the recurrent type Jordan neural network with the genetic algorithm based architecture. It is available here. Just I'm giving us the neural network block, right? Now, the input for this neural network is a input taken from inertial measurement unit, which has the sensors of gyroscope and accelerometers, and that will create the position values like latitude, longitude, and altitude values. And these values, I will take it as the INS values as one of the input of my neural network. Another input, I take it as a time, right? These two inputs I require of two nodes. I minimize my architecture with minimum nodes in order to make a study concept, right? Because if you have a minimum number of nodes, the implementation part you can make it very easily, right? So if you want to keep more number of nodes, it will make your training process a little bit complex and a little bit time consuming process. That is what I want to make it a minimum node as possible as, right? So this input of time, then another input of INS only you are taking from the position sensors of your inertial measurement unit. Time is the virtual input. Another input is given by the user, and these values of inputs are given as the input of neural network. And the train of the output will goes to the input of the summer. The other input of this summer is nothing but the GPS values. Now these GPS values, you will take it as a target output. Now this GPS value can be compared with your trained INS value. As long as your trained INS and GPS values are coming closer, the value of your output will be minimum error, right? The position error will be minimum so that the value of INS will come on bar with your GPS, right? In case the GPS is not present, right? The GPS values is not present due to the heavy rain or a dense forest or a tall building, there is a possibility of lost in GPS signal. In that case, what happened? There is a GPS outage. You don't have any signal. So when a GPS is present, that time you trained already this network. So the neural network knows the GPS values well in advance. Though the GPS is not currently, is now it's not available. That time it will give you a INS output. That will take it as the your position output. Okay. So when GPS is present, you are comparing of your trained output with the GPS values, and then you are taking off your final position output. Even the GPS is not available, that time also we will keep that already stored values of GPS as a target output. Now the neural network trained of INS is coming output. The minimum error of the position will be noted down as an output. Okay. So when the minimum position error is there, it means that your input values and target values are coming almost closer. Now you will take off your INS values for your navigation purpose. Right. So by doing this, even the GPS is present, you will have a output continuously. Even the GPS is not present, also you will have output continuously. That is what the purpose of the integration of this intelligent navigation system. So even one system of uh, method goes fault, the other will come into handy and complement to each other. Even INS, there is any fault, that time you will take the input signal from your GPS signals, right? All the INS and GPS signals are giving a position signals in the form of latitude, longitude, and altitude. That way, you will guide off your object continuously without any obstacle or without any interference. Okay, so this is the system configuration. Now, once again, I will come back to this neural network concept, because our aim is how to make of this neural network as an intelligent network so that it will give a intelligent navigation, right, in the outset. Okay, I will see the linear trajectory, which I am going to give it as my input. Right here, I started off my navigation trajectory from Mumbai to Bangalore. So in between of that, I have like Tumku, Devangiri, Dharwad. So this is the Indian Airport Authority route. With this, wherever you have the main places, take the latitude, longitude, altitude value of these places. Altitude for the commercial aircraft is around 6,500 to 7,000 kilometer of altitude. Take these values and give it as the input of your architecture, right, as a neural network input. Now, once the output values are achieved, the Jordan network is well equipped with the optimum chromosome with the minimum error. The iteration of your generation. See here, I started with the first 10 iteration, then 20 iteration, 30 iteration, 40 iteration, 50, like that it goes, right? One iteration means one complete set of neural network training. Start from input to hidden, then hidden to output, then output, you are going to take it as the real time output. So this process is called as one complete generation, or you can say one iteration, right? Like this, if the iteration start, the error is very high. Once the iteration progress, the error will be, position error will be keep on coming. And as the progress of the number of generation more and more, right, at around of 80, I mean 76, 75, like that, you will get the minimum error. It will come almost close to 0.01. It will not come nearer to zero. Practically it is not possible. Any architecture or any algorithm, the many error will be almost close to 0.01. It means what target and your inputs values are coming as much as closer, and now you'll use of that value as a position values. Okay, now after implementing of my GA and of my training and of my inputs values and target values are setted out, finally got the outputs, right? So after applying of the formula, right, like this, I told, no, yeah, this formula, mean absolute error equal to summation of I of 1 to n, target I minus predicted I divided by m. Target values minus predicted means a trained output. What is the final trained output value? That is called predicted output. Where M is the number of data bytes. How many patterns of values of inputs you are going to consider? It's maybe 1,000 or maybe 10,000. You can give any number of values, no problem. Then R square equal to 1 minus summation of I of 1 to n target of I minus predicted I whole square divided by summation of I of target I minus predicted. N is the number of nodes present. Okay. Training CPU time, as I told, it will be measured from the system. And with that minimum time, we can say that is the efficiency of the architecture. Okay, these are the genetic algorithm procedure that I think all you know, but still it's my duty to explain. The procedure for the genetic algorithm will be start with the randomly generate initial population with the number of chromosomes. Here the chromosomes, what we consider as the weight factors. Then define a fitness function based on the error and the training of neural network. So if the population will give the minimum error, it means it gives a better fitness function. So based on the fitness values, you please define the training number of neural networks population. Calculate the fitness of each individual chromosome. Based on the fitness, select a pair of fit chromosome for combination process. Perform crossover and mutation to generate a new chromosome. I mean, offspring or a child chromosome, it is normally called. Place the new chromosome in the new population, I mean, the next generation. Repeat the step 4 until you have to start the first one and to 4 until a new population equal to size in initial population. If both the old population and new populations are equal in size, you can stop it. Otherwise, repeat the procedure from 1 to 4 and repeat initial chromosome with the new populations. Go to step 3 until the termination condition is met. Termination condition will be the minimum value error. So you find the fitness of all the chromosomes of old and new, and where you find the highest fitness value, and it will lead to minimum error. Then stop the your termination, stop the iteration process, and then terminate the your neural network operation. Okay. Right. This is the genetic algorithm processor. Now I implemented the chromosome concept, objective function concept, and this is a cycle we already discussed. And this is the architecture we look on the GA-based recurrent of Jordan network. And this is the way you formed of your chromosome crossover, all those things. And this is the length of the chromosome we consider for the operation. This is your system configuration we implemented. And this is the trajectory we made it of our input values of INS in terms of latitude, longitude, and altitude. And this is the error. Okay, how I am performing of my GA Jordan architecture. And this is a very important chart, right? Suppose if this graph is not available in my presentation, it means that I'm not tuned the recurrent neural network. I mean, Jordan recurrent neural networks with the genetic algorithm, right? If the genetic algorithm is a human-based evolution algorithm, it will start the error abruptly, and as it will come close down, as the number of generation will progress, the error will trust will come close drastically and then will come closely as a step-by-step process. If this kind of error achieved only, we can say your neural network is tuned properly and it will tuned as per the implementation of genetic algorithm. Otherwise, it means that your neural network is not tuned properly. Your training process is not perfect. So you have to take the initial parameters of your weight values or bias values, your input values properly. Within 1 second, you have to check it whether you implement it properly or not. Otherwise, right, you won't get the your error output like this. This kind of error output only it shows or it will speaks that your genetic algorithm based RNN is tuning properly. Otherwise, it will not be a proper tune network. It is a very, very important graph. Understand? So it will be like that. Any GA applied neural network, if you found the error application in the output, finally, it will start abruptly from 0 to maximum, then abruptly will come down because this is the your tuning of weight factors. Once all the weight factors start from input to hidden to conducts, and conducts to hidden, then hidden to output are tuned properly as per your GA concept, then takeover of chromosome, and then crossover, mutation, new chromosome, and final of evaluation, then fitness, everything is okay. Then error will come down closely. It will come smoothly like this. It shows that our work is going a step-by-step process like this and like this. And finally, it will trapped with the local minima and it will give the minimum error. And these are the local minima, and finally you will achieve of this value is a global minima where you will get the minimum error. This is the a training error performance of GA Jordan network graph. This is very important graph. Okay, right. If the graph is not simulated and if the graph is not come properly, it means that your network is not tuned properly. Your values, what you set it for GA and what you set it for your weight values and bias values, all you must recheck it once again. And you should see the algorithm procedures, everything again and again. Okay. Once the network output error will come like this, then okay, its tuning is proper, everything is working as per your requirement. Okay, fine. Now I'm comparing of my performance of different neural networks, though I consider only recurrent type neural networks here, right? But assume that if there is no feedback, right, there is no context layer, then that is called as a basic feed forward backpropagation neural networks. If I am applying a backpropagation algorithm, what will be the performance, right? And the same Jordan network, the context layer I connected to the hidden layer, right? The context layer I kept it in between of your input and hidden. Instead of that, the context layer is present in between of output and hidden, then it is called Elman networks, right? And we will compare of this, what will be the best of the architecture in the final of our inference. Now see, CPU training time is 9 seconds for PPN, whereas Elman it is 7 seconds, slightly reduced, and it Jordan will almost come off of the your PPN training time, 4 seconds only, for the same set of inputs, for the same set of bias values. See the mean absolute error formula, it is 0.016, it is 0.0061, it is come almost close to 0.0092. So it is giving a very minimum error. Then R square maximum means the adaptability of the architecture is good. As the R square value is 1, so Jordan has a very good mapping capability of your target and input values. Whereas this Elman and Jordan are slightly inferior. So this is your comparison of your Jordan based GA optimization networks with the your other networks, Elman and PPN architectures. Okay, right. Now same of the architecture, if I do with backpropagation algorithm and genetic algorithm, what happened? In a genetic algorithm, we need not go for any bias concept and then crossover selection mode. All these are not required, just directive weight update, and next of the weight is like your LMS algorithm, w of n plus 1 equal to wn plus del of en. Like that it will go for up to your final hidden to output layer. That is simple backpropagation algorithm. If I am applying the backpropagation algorithm, what happened in the PPN Elman Jordan? The same of the architecture, if I apply the GA algorithm, what happened? The performance parameters. That is what I'm going to compare in this chart. See the CPU training time. If I apply a normal backpropagation, a conventional algorithm, the time is 13 second. Elman 12 second. Here it is 9 second. Okay. Whereas GA we already said it. And mean absolute error almost come 0.0545, 0.02, almost higher. Similarly, R square also very less compared to the GA. Okay. So this is what. So GA shows this a better operation compared to PPN algorithm. All these architectures. Okay. Now, final result and discussion. So what happened? Recurrent Jordan networks give better result than all other networks when accuracy is concerned. Why? Anybody else? Because in the recurrent network, we have a feedback path and also we have another layer called context layer. So you are going for a refination in a 3 times. Generally input to hidden, hidden to output. Again, you are taking a feedback. Then again you are giving through a context layer. So you are making of two-way clearing process. So because of quite naturally, it will give a better result output of error performance. You have very a minimum error with the minimum number of epochs. It is achieved in the Jordan type because of the presence of feedback and context nature. But both the recurrent network and PPN are best fit for GPS integration, which is provided by the R square value. So as far as R square value concerned, there is no difference. Almost this Jordan has the better, and all others Elmon and PPN are slightly better. Okay. When efficiency is concerned, Jordan network give a better efficiency because the error wise it is giving a minimum error, and the Jordan with the recurrent networks is better when compared to Elmon with the recurrent and normal backpropagation neural networks. That is what the result we got it from the our comparison table. Okay, right. So in the conclusion, recurrent neural networks like Elmon and Jordan with genetic weight optimization gives better results than it's trained by standard backpropagation neural network algorithm. Understand? So that is what we studied from the comparison chart. For the GPS INS integration, I mean for an intelligent navigation of this application, recurrent neural networks provide the best fit between of the input and target so that you can get this concept, okay, indirectly by getting a best of R square values and best of mean absolute errors, right? So this is what the conclusion of my intelligent network with application of GA. What is the next one? See, the next is the same concept of architecture and the system configuration. Only the difference is uh, instead of genetic algorithm, I am going to apply the particle swarm optimization algorithm. This particle swarm optimization algorithm, I'm going to involve in the deep learning of my input, hidden, context, then I am taking off output. Again, it's going to of a feedback path. Right. If you want, you can take more number of context layer. Doesn't matter. As you take more number of context layer, the complexity will improve, but it will give a better performance. Right. So now instead of GA, I'm going to use of PSO. The PSO is a particle swarm optimization algorithm. This is based on the evolution of swarms, right? So the swarms are having a habit of food searching concept. Wherever you are going to get your food, the locally best of the swarm will achieve first, and after that you will get the global best of the search. So based on this local best and global best approach, that taking the inputs from this PSO, I'm going to use this algorithm as a training algorithm for my Jordan recurrent neural networks. And I want to compare the performance of the Jordan recurrent neural networks after implementing a PSO weight optimization algorithm, right, with the already applied of genetic based weight optimization algorithm. Okay, that is what the next of our presentation. Okay, we'll see the presentation outline here: introduction, objective, particle swarm optimization learning, system configuration, trajectory, simulation result, performance parameters, experimental results, then references. Okay, right. So here also the objective is same. There you did with the help of GA. Here you are going to do with the PSO learning algorithm. To analyze the Jordan neural network with PSO learning algorithm in terms of performance parameter analysis for GPS INS data integration. Okay. Now, as you know, why you are going for GPS and INS as a data fusion means to overcome the main shortcomings that include signal blockage for GPS and growth of position error with the time for INS. I already explained the meaning of this signal blockage and position error growth in the earlier slide. Okay. So in order to complement each system, we are going the data integration of the system. Now, this is the architecture we already studied, right? And this is the function of the architecture we already know. And now our main concern is about the particle swarm optimization, right? Now, PSO is a robust stochastic optimization technique based on the movement and intelligence of swarms. Right. Participants, participants, I am audible.
Yes, sir.
Professor, voice is audible, no issue.
Because ரொம்ப மயான அமைதியா இருக்கு, அதான் புரியுதா இல்லையான்னு எனக்கு தெரியல.
PPT open பண்ணுங்க.
Sir, we
Yes.
can understand, sir.
PPT proceed, madam. Okay. So PSO is a robust stochastic optimization technique based on the movement and intelligence of swarms. Is it that, madam, are you anyone explain this PSO in this FTTP program? In your earlier lectures?
No, Professor, no.
No.
No
Okay.
take.
It's the first time
No,
you are
sir.
hearing. Okay. 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 So this is the first time you are hearing PSO. Then I have to go in some basics of PSO. Later we will see the implementation, then the result applications. Okay. Are you aware of the other evolutionary algorithms like ant colony optimization algorithm?
Sir, one doubt, sir. Sir, why you are using particle swarm optimization? Why can't you use ant colony approach, cuckoo search like that?
Yeah, exactly. It's a very good question, madam. I expected this question from audience side, but so far no one asked. This is a very good question. As a researcher, you applied your mind exactly. Okay, fine. See, as the fascinated of doing research, right? You cannot use any algorithm for any purpose, right? If you select of any evolutionary algorithm, you must justify your selection. This is the reason I selected. All right. You rightly asked this question. There are so many available algorithms are there, evolutionary algorithm, like so-called on-colony optimization is there, APC, artificial bee colony algorithm is there, bacteria algorithm is there, some power play, like that. People are giving a lot of algorithms, right? Rightly you point out. Madam, what's your name?
Deepika, sir.
Deepika, can you give me the idea of on colony optimization algorithm? What do you mean by on colony optimization?
Uh, sir, actually, in my initial start of work, I did the research, sir. But after that, my guide asked to change the domain.
Okay,
So I'm doing in fractal analysis. I'm
okay, fine.
not with.
No,
I'm
okay,
planning to do my postdoctoral. So
okay,
it
fine,
will
madam.
be
Thank
helpful for me.
you. Okay, see, I'll tell you. If I want to apply an on colony optimization algorithm, right? One must understand. Very, very important. All of you listen carefully. In on colony optimization algorithm, we have the property like, right, how the ants are following one another, how they are going on the same path, right, to in order to select the food or in order to find out the food. That is the biological concept behind that, right? The same way you have to apply this biological concept in our practical purpose. If the scenario is same, is identical, then only you can apply genetic, on colony optimization algorithm. Otherwise, you cannot apply this on colony optimization algorithm. For example, to find out the minimum distance or to find out the minimum error or find out the minimum marks or something else, right? See, in biological concept, every ant is capable of ejaculating a liquid called pheromone, right? So by smelling the pyramid liquid of every ant, the successive ant will follow their path, right? So like that, every ant is capable of ejaculating the liquid called pheromone. It's a chemical liquid. By smelling the pheromone liquid only, all the ants are able to follow the other ants during their searching of food. The same way, if I want to apply the this ant colony optimization in our real-time work. For an example, I have entities, right? If all the entities, all the parameters are having any unique characters, then I can apply the genetic algorithm. Okay, otherwise I cannot apply the genetic algorithm. For an example, you take to know who is the best student in terms of academic in this class, right? Now what I have to do, every students in this class has a common entity, that means marks. Everyone has the properties of mark. So with that common property or common entity, I can identify who is the best student. By knowing the marks for individual students, nearby students, I can keep on compare, and finally I will find out who is the best student of this class. The reason is that they have a common entity that is called marks. Okay. So that way, unless otherwise, if I am not have a common entity of variables among the particles or entity, I cannot apply the genetic algorithm in my real-time application. Now you understand?
Yes, sir, I can understand.
Yes. நீங்க எடுக்கக்கூடிய அந்த இன்புட்ஸ் வேல்யூல எல்லா வேல்யூஸுக்கும் ஏதாவது ஒரு காமன் ப்ராப்பர்ட்டி இருந்தா தான் நீங்க சாரி ஆண்டு காலனி ஆப்டிமைசேஷன் அல்காரிதம் அப்ளை பண்ண முடியும். இல்லைன்னா நீங்க அப்ளை பண்ண முடியாது. கரெக்டா?
ஓகே சார், ஓகே சார்.
அதே மாதிரி
ஆமா சார், ஆமா.
இப்ப கேட்டீங்கல்ல, ஜிஏ ஏன் எடுத்தீங்க சார், பிஎஸ்ஓ ஏன் எடுத்தீங்க சார்ன்ட்டு. ஓகே, நான் வரேன். இப்போ இதுதான் வந்து ரிசர்ச். இப்போ நீங்க சொன்னீங்கல்ல, இந்த மாதிரி ரிசர்ச் இஸ் நத்திங் பட் இனோவேஷன். கரெக்டா அந்த நாவல்ட்டி கேப்சர் பண்ணி அதை வந்து எக்ஸ்ப்ளாய்ட் பண்ணி அதை கரெக்டா நீங்க இம்ப்ளிமெண்ட் பண்ணி ரிசல்ட்ஸ் எக்ஸ்ட்ராக்ட் பண்ணி அதை வந்து இன்ஃபரன்ஸ் பண்ணணும். அதுதான் உங்க ரிசர்ச். ஏன்னா இதே மாதிரி தான் இப்போ ஒரு கொஸ்டின் கண்டிப்பா எல்லாருமே கேட்க போறாங்க. There are so many options are available. Why you particularly went for the G and PSO? Can you justify the selection? Yes, very good. Now I'll tell you. GA is based or is built upon a basic quantity that is called chromosome. The chromosome variation இருந்தா தான் நம்ம அடுத்தடுத்த லெவல் ஆஃப் அந்த கிராஸ் ஓவர் முட்டேஷன், நியூ பாப்புலேஷன் இதெல்லாம் போக முடியும். குரோமோசோம் ஒண்ணுங்கிறத ஃபார்மேட் பண்ணல அப்படின்னா we cannot apply the genetic algorithm. Sorry, what is chromosome? Chromosome are the variable genes is available on the human body. So அப்ப வேரியபிளா இருக்கணும். ஒவ்வொரு மனிதனுக்கும் ஒவ்வொரு பர்சன் டு பர்சன் இட் இஸ் டிஃப்ரெண்ட். அந்த மாதிரியான ஒரு கண்டென்ட் இருக்கணும்ல. அப்ப அப்படிப்பட்ட கண்டென்ட் என்ன இருக்கு, சம் என்டிட்டி இருக்கா அப்படின்னு பார்த்தோம்னா, எஸ் வி ஹாவ் வெயிட் ஃபேக்டர்ஸ். வெயிட் ஃபேக்டர்ஸ் வேல்யூஸ் வந்து எல்லா நேரத்திலையும் ஒவ்வொரு ஐட்ரேஷனும் வேற இதா மாறிட்டே இருக்கும். Of course, initially you are setting the values. Then after the iteration start, it will vary for one iteration to other iteration. So I thought, why can't we keep that weight factors as my genetic chromosomes? In that way, I made a chromosome concept. Once you selected the chromosome perfectly or accurately, right, precisely, then others are internal parameters. It will automatically, you will simulate with the help of your simulation softwares. In turn, with the help of toolbox, it will go internally, no problem. That the way is, the important is that how you are framing the chromosome concept. That is what I implemented. That is what I selected chromosome. The same way here also, PSO. When you want to implement PSO, the PSO here is nothing but based on the particle movement. People to say a particle movement. Particle sense, a particle must has the global best and local best. So what are the particles I can select? The particle means birds. Fad, அதாவது அந்த நீங்க தமிழ்ல சொல்லணும்னா இந்த பறவைகள் உணவு தேடுற அந்த ஒரு கான்செப்ட் தான் இந்த பிஎஸ்ஓ கான்செப்டேமே. ஈவினிங் டயத்துல நீங்க பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, if you go to a remote villages in the evening time, you'll see a lot of birds will move like a team, like a group of birds. They will go and suddenly they will come to the ground. How it is possible means, suppose there are 25 birds are there.
Professor, like a searching?
Yeah, exactly, Professor. Searching. In that, what happens? There are some 20 birds are there means any one birds, maybe the middle or the last, they identify there's some cranes, food cranes in the ground. Immediately they will come to all the, that is called local best. Once they decided, oh, this is the nearby food source, then all the birds will move their movement towards the food crane. That is called global best, right? So that way every bird is here assumed as a particle. That means the movement of the particle is very important. Based on the movement only, you will select the best nearby food source. The same way, I identified, is it that any possibility of identifying the particle, which is also a movable particle? Then, the same way, as weight factors, here also I assumed, there I assumed weight factor as the chromosome. Here I assumed weight factor as the particles. Okay. So with that of particles, here not only the weight factor, I also consider bias values also, because bias value is also a variable one as per your requirement of training process. So I consider both weight factors and bias factors. That is like a particle. And with the tunability of these values, I will implement it. I will able to implement the PSO algorithm. That is what the my selection of PSO when compared to other algorithms. Now you understand?
Yes, I can understand, sir. Sir, one doubt, sir. Before doing PSO, you would have done pre-processing and feature extraction. No, sir. Have you did that for this, sir, for PSO?
No need of PSO like your pre-processing. All this, I mean, nonsense are not required here. It is required only you go for the your images and use the help of CNN like that. Here, what I'm taking my inputs means I'm taking my inputs like numerical values, like
Okay, sir.
yeah. So that there is no need of pre-processing, no need of segmentation. All the things are not required. So
Super, sir. Okay.
yeah. Okay. Now, I think if you are not having idea on PSO, I will explain the PSO concept. PSO is the robust. The same way, your application also, you cannot use of neural networks randomly. நான் இந்த networks எடுத்து பண்றேன், அந்த networks எடுத்து பண்றேன்லாம் பண்ண முடியாது. You should justify the selection of your architecture. ஏன் இதை எடுத்தான் அப்படின்ட்டு. இப்போ நீங்க இமேஜ் ப்ராசஸிங் வந்து மோஸ்ட்லி பார்த்தீங்கன்னா எல்லாருமே கன்வல்யூஷன்லாம் பண்ணுவாங்க, ஆர்பிஎஃப்ல பண்ணுவாங்க. இதே இன்ஸ்ட்ருமெண்டேஷன் இண்டஸ்ட்ரியில் இருக்காங்கன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க, that people will not do an RPF. They will go with the PPN, CNN, counter propagation network, CPN, IDNN, input delay neural networks, இந்த மாதிரி போவாங்க. Because there are best networks for the error applications. So based on the your requirement, based on the application, you have to select your network, you have to select your algorithm. Now you understand? So that is called the novelty.
I can understand, sir.
Yes, that is called novelty. It is very important. You have to justify these questions in the time of your paper preparation, your viva, all those times. It is very, very important. Definitely people will ask. So that will give the novelty, that will give the innovation of your research works. Any architecture, any algorithm you select, you must justify that. So this is the reason I selected architecture, sir. This is the reason I selected this algorithm, sir. Right? You must make the காம்பன்சேஷன் அண்ட் ஜஸ்டிஃபிகேஷன். அது கரெக்டா இருந்தது, அதனால தான் நான் எடுத்தேன். ஏன் மற்றது எடுக்கலைன்னா இதனால தான் நான் எடுக்க முடியல அப்படிலாம் யூ மஸ்ட் டிஃபெண்ட் யுவர் செல்ஃப். ஓகே, தென் இட் இஸ் கால் யர் பெஸ்ட் ரிசர்ச். பட் ஆல்சோ ஐ வில் சஜஸ்ட் யூ, வாட்ஸ் யுவர் நேம் PhD student? You
Deepika, sir.
Deepika, you cannot use of this intelligent network directly. Like immediate first of the work நீங்க இந்த மாதிரி பண்ணாதங்க. First of the work you try with your your conventional, your classical, your traditional methods தான் நீங்க பண்ணணும். சரியா? அப்புறமா if you identify some problems in the traditional methods or conventional methods, அந்த இருக்கிற ஏதாவது ஒரு பராமீட்டர்ஸ் இல்ல ஏதாவது ஒரு ப்ராசஸ் ஆப்டிமைஸ் பண்றதுக்கு தான் அடுத்த ஒர்க்கா தான் நீங்க இந்த மாதிரி இன்டெலிஜென்ஸ் அப்ளிகேஷன்ல பண்ணணுமே தவிர எடுத்த உடனே நான் வந்து ஐ அம் கோயிங் டு யூஸ் நியூரல் நெட்வொர்க்ஸ், ஐ அம் கோயிங் டு யூஸ் திஸ் அல்காரிதம், சோ இந்த அல்காரிதம் அப்படிலாம் நீங்க சொல்லக்கூடாது.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
இந்த ஒரு ரிசர்ச் இப்போ ஃபார் அன் எக்ஸாம்பிள் என்னுடைய ஒர்க்ல இஃப் ஐ வாண்ட் டு டூ நேவிகேஷன் அப்படின்னா அசான் நவ் ப்ராக்டிக்கலா நேவிகேஷன்ல என்ன மெத்தட் யூஸ் பண்றாங்க அந்த மெத்தட்ல நான் டீட்டெயிலா பண்ணணும். கிளாசிக்கல் மெத்தட்ஸ்ல அதை டீப்பா பண்ணிட்டு அதுல என்ன ப்ராப்ளம் இருக்கு, அதுல எப்படி இந்த ப்ராப்ளம் சின்ன சின்ன ஏதாவது ஒரு ப்ராப்ளத்தை ஓவர் கம் பண்ணோம்னா அதுக்கு எப்படி ஆப்டிமைஸ் பண்ணலாம், அந்த இடத்துல எந்த மாதிரியான ஆர்கிடெக்சர் கொண்டு போடலாம், அந்த இடத்துல எந்த மாதிரியான அல்காரிதம் கொண்டு போகலாம், இப்படித்தான் யூ ஷுட் லுக் ஆன் யுவர் ரிசர்ச் பெர்ஸ்பெக்டிவ்.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
For that you need a strong literature review. Long literature is reviews required. You should collect thousands of papers.
Super, sir. Super, super.
Yes.
Actually, for my work in the initial stage, I collected 108 references.
It's
In
not.
using one of the technique, they achieved the accuracy of 99 percentage. Later in my DC meeting, my guide and TC member suggested
One
to
minute. 1 minute.
change the topic since
What,
it's old
what
like that.
Yes, yes. Let me talk, madam. 99% is all humbug, madam. Without simulation, people will say in the tabular column 98 point percentage accuracy, and they will put a bar chart. I won't accept that. This is all humbug. This is all gimmicks. Okay. See, I will tell you. I will tell you. First, you should do with your classical methods. Prove it,
Oh,
and then you identify the purpose. Then you see the drawbacks of the purpose, disadvantage of the purpose, what are the drawbacks in that purpose. Then you try to overcome those drawbacks. In your literature review, neatly give, because I saw most of the research scholars, they will just give author name, title of the paper, description of the work. That's not sufficient. Also, you can give the drawback of the works. This is the drawback I identified. This is the method I'm going to overcome that. So every literature review you do, drawback you must be there. Okay, right. I will come back to the presentation. PSO is a robust stochastic optimization technique. What do you mean by stochastic? Robust. Every word count. You cannot say,
sir,
see,
robust is noise free, sir.
okay, not only noise free, you are always dealing about only the noise free, not like that. Okay, I'll tell you. Okay, robust, then stochastic. Stochastic sense
Uh,
time invariant. Okay, it's not depends on a time, or it's not depends on a period or something event. Stochastic means it's invariant. All right, that is called stochastic optimization technique. You can apply on any time, on any field, on any app of your events. Right, that is what's called robust stochastic optimization techniques. Right, and it is based on the movement and intelligence of swarm. That is what I said. Not only they are flying, and then also they are searching of the nearby food. That is called intelligence. If out of 20 birds, any one bird will identify the nearby search of the food, immediately all the 19 birds will turn their head and they will move towards the food grains and then identify the place, and all will come down to the ground from the space. Right? That is from the sky. That is called as an intelligence. So the same way, here also you need of intelligence. Here also we have particle movement. Here also we have particle velocity. Here also we have particle inertial moment factors. All are called as the intelligence concept in the PSO real-time application. Now, PSO applies the concept of social interaction to problem solving. Of course, social interaction, you can take off any social related problems for solving this PSO. You can use of that. It uses a number of agents, that is so-called particles, that constitute a swarm moving around in the search space looking for the best solution. Each particle is treated as a point in a n-dimensional space which adjusts its flying according to its own flying experience as well as the flying experience of other particles. Right? It's not only on its own decision. The decision must be supported by all the other flying floats. Right? That is what is called is a global decision. Otherwise, it's not a PSO concept. It will not be effective optimization techniques. Right? So local, global, both should be achieved with the concordination of the individual and the group. Then the PSO will become an effective optimization algorithm. Of course, okay, I don't want to go on deep. Here we have a concept called personal best. It is called P best. It is the fitness of the individual particle. And we have to know the G best, that is called global best. It is the best of the all the available particles, I mean the group. Now you must know B best first, and then you have to finally come to the G best, right? The basic concept, I can apply this B best and G best for identifying the best students in the class in terms of marks. That also I can apply PSO, because the marks between the two students, that is called local best. The marks of the best students in the class, that is called global best. Okay, marks is the particle identity, right? Now, see why I should go for these intelligent techniques. If 50 students are in the class, I can ask one by one. I can ask at the last after half an hour, I will say he is the first students, first rank students in the class. In case I have 1 lakh of students or I have 10,000 students, in that case, I cannot go physically, I cannot go down one by one. So in that case, I can apply these intelligent techniques. Immediately in a computer, in a fraction of time, I will identify who is the first rank students. That is what these intelligent techniques will apply. There are so many areas these intelligent techniques are applied nowadays. The areas I can say factory automation, then robotics field, military applications, medical applications, educational application. In educations also people are using nowadays intelligent techniques. I think the next of decade after 2040 plus, I don't find any uh, teaching faculties required. All right, all the things will be available on the internet. People will can hear the lecture from across the globe from global universities. And the other application is visual inspection, then character recognition, then tumor identifications, visual surveillance, then intelligent transport systems. These are the some areas you can use of these intelligent techniques. Intelligent transport system nowadays, all the cars are has these intelligent transport systems. What is the use of this intelligent transport system? For an example, right? If the cars goes, any accidents is happen, immediately you'll inform to the the car which is coming back of him or her, and he will intimate, see there is accident here, please take another route, an alternative route, please don't come on this way. That is called is the intelligent transport system, right? So that is called as the people will get autonomous architecture of networks, right? Manet, right? Mobile ad hoc networks. All these things will goes in terms of this intelligent transport system with the base of IoT, Internet on Things, with the industrial backup of say 4.0 like that. So those who want to do a research, you please look on these areas and you have a global exposure, right? Now, the basic concept of BSO lies in accelerating each particle toward its B burst and G burst locations with a random weighted acceleration at each time step. Okay. Now, each particle tries to modify its position using the following information. First, you should know the current position. First, to know the current velocity, then the distance between the current position and the B best, personal best, and the distance between the current position and the global best. These values are these parameters you must initialize. Now, the modification of the particle's position can be mathematically modeled according to the following equation. First, we made the theoretical concept of PSO, right? Now, based on this theoretical concept, we formulated the mathematical formulas. I used to say to my students always, the students we can classify into 4 categories. Okay, a student will study only the theory concept, is just an average student. A student will study a theory concept with the equations or with some problematic, with some mathematical concept, then he is okay. A student is implemented that concept practically, right, with a project like things, with a lab like things, then he is the best student. A student is capable of producing an end result of that project, then he is the best student. So as students, they should evolve their life during the 4 years of their UG course. If you want to be succeed as a best student, then they will immediately absorb by any industries. But students won't do like that. They will just see the theory concept, just they will omit in the examination, they will get the marks. Okay. So that way, once you understand the theory concept of your paper, any journal paper or any research papers, you please don't stop. You should see the mathematical concept behind that. Because just knowing the theory to understand the concept, that's all. It will not useful for you when you go for simulations or when you apply of some softwares or you apply of some algorithms. You must understand the concept mathematically. That is very, very important. So once the theory concepts are formulated, then you should quickly look on to the equivalent mathematical concept of those very ideas. Okay, so those in a similar content, I would like to made of mathematical concept of my PSO. Here, the modification of the particle position can be mathematically modeled according to the following equation, like V suffix I of k plus 1, it's equal to W into V suffix I of k plus C1, a random of some numbers, then X of B best minus X of I of k plus C2, a random of 2 with some values, into G best of minus X of I of k. Right. Now, what is the V suffix I of k? Is a velocity of agent with the height at the iteration of k. That means we have so many particles, each particle here acting as a agent. I have a agent of I with the iteration of the k. So kth iteration, I'm going to consider of my agent as I. Like this, I have so many iterations, right? K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R. Like that. Otherwise, I will k equal to 0 is the first iteration, k equal to 1 is the second iteration. Same way, I will take a particle I equal to 0, first particle, I equal to 1, second particle. Like that, it will be proceed. Then W is the inertial weight factor. What do you mean by inertial weight factor? It is also like bias factor we have in the architecture of your neural network. The inertial weight factor also a smoothing value which should be selected in between of 0 to 1 in order to make a virtual understanding of your trained output of your PSO particle with the your already target particle. Since that directly saying that this inertial weight factor will make of your particle, right, with of velocity and with of acceleration, right, it will keep the local best and the global best to the maximum optimum extent, so that your error accuracy will come down, right, as minimum as possible. That is the inertial weight factor setup. It will be selected by user externally. Then C suffix j is an acceleration constant that is also set by the user. Then RAND is a uniformly distributed random numbers between 0 to 1. If you go for a higher value close to 1, then the iteration will take more time, but the accuracy will be better. But if you take the numbers close to 0, the iteration will be become lesser, but the accuracy will come down drastically. So you should trade off that. So better you can choose the values in between of 0 to 1 is maybe 0.5 or 0.4 like that. Now, S suffix I of k is equal to current position of agent I at iteration k. Because you select of high values of weight factors or any numbers of random values or inertial weight factors or velocity, higher the parameters value, take more iteration to converge. That is what I must say, that you should take a medium value so that the accuracy also will not be affected. The training also will come fast. Now, P best of I is a personal best of the agent I, and G best is the G best of the group. That is nothing but S of I of k plus 1 is equal to S of I of k plus V of k of plus 1. The G best can be calculated with the individual with the velocity movement, so that it will come into the a global best. It will be connected of all the values. Now, particle B best is equal to personal best is equal to k plus 1. A personal best if x of I k plus 1 is greater than p best of k. Otherwise, it is stick out with SI of k plus 1. Global best updation is the minimum of personal best value of error. Here I consider the error. Sometimes you will go for a maximum also. Error is there means you would to make it minimum. So minimum is the objective function of my work here. Sometimes people will take maximum. Sometimes they'll go both minimum and maximum. That depends on your application and your architecture. Right. Now the global best updation can be represented G best of k plus 1 is equal to minimum of B best of I k plus 1. So this is the mathematical updation of your PSO. Then this is the way I am formulating of my particle. Weight plus bias. Weight of your input and bias, and weight of your hidden layers and bias. Of course, the input layer also is required of bias. Only output layer, I think, will left out of bias. And then this hidden layer, context layers. Okay, so weight with the bias here I'm considering as the particle, whereas in the GA consider only the weight values, because weight values are the dominated values. So better I can choose it as the chromosome. Whereas here in the particles are least preferred, so I included bias also. But bias value is not important value here. Here the weight values are very important. Bias is like in supporting values. If I consider weight values as a primary, I will take it this bias are only a secondary. Okay. So combination of weight and bias, I keep it as a particle. And from here, how I am taking off my personal best and global best. The same way I am making a iteration. The minimum error of particular particle will come as a personal best. If I do the error of all the particle, we achieve a best of the minimum error, that is called global best. Okay, right. So selection of B best and selection of global best. The out of the minimum of local best, right, for the individual particle, it is called as the global best. Selection of the global best. Global best means the minimum value among the personal best, or the minimum of input to hidden layer weight factors and minimum of the bias value of the input layer and minimum of input of hidden layer to output layer, right, with the bias value of the hidden layer and the minimum of the weight factor from your context to the hidden layers. Okay, so similarly here also we are taking off your personal best, right? So the minimum of the individual personal best will give the global best. This is the way you are making your particle assumption related to your architecture of Jordan neural network. Now, comments on the inertial weight factor. As I said, a large inertial weight that facilitate a global search, while a small energy weight facilitate a local search. That's what. You take a larger value, your local search will be very nice. And take a small weight factor, your local search will be a minimum value. Okay, so you see that we should trade off that by linearly decreasing the inertial weight from relatively a larger value to a small value through the course of the PSO run gives the best of PSO performance compared with the fixed inertia weight setting. So rather than keeping of inertial weight as a fixed one, you try to vary that inertial weight factors so that you will watch your output performance, right, based on the requirement of your global best, right. You can make some variation in your inertial weight factors. That is what they are suggesting, that in a real time or in a practical setup of PSO implementation of intelligent navigation, okay, with application of PSO in the recurrent neural network, see that you are always choosing of your inertial weight factor as a variable one instead of going off fixed values. Inputting of 0 to 1, you can take up any value as a variable. Okay. Now, larger the weight factor of inertia, this inertia is different from the your normal weight factors. This is inertia weight factor. This is only one value, not like your input to hidden, hidden to output, output to hidden, not like that. Okay, it is only one value. Larger W, greater global search ability. Smaller W, greater local search ability. Okay, so when the very very important, see, inertial weight factor கம்மியா இருந்துச்சுன்னா local search ஈஸியா முடியும். அதே மாதிரி லார்ஜரா இருந்தா குளோபல் சர்ச் வந்து ஈஸியா இருக்கும், நல்லா இருக்கும் அப்படிங்கிறான். That is a very important thing. Okay, so you must trade off that. ரொம்ப லோக்கல் சர்ச்லயே பெஸ்டா இருந்துட்டுனா அப்புறம் குளோபல் சர்ச் எப்ப போடுறது? குளோபல் பெஸ்ட் சூப்பரா இருக்கணும்னா லோக்கல் பெஸ்ட் சூப்பரா இருக்கணும். ஆக நீங்க குளோபல் பெஸ்ட் மட்டும் வந்தா பண்ணணும்னு நினைக்க முடியாது. So you should trade off that. Instead of 0 to 1, you take either 0.4 or 0.5. You may not go high value, you may not go low value. Please stick on to the medium value. Okay. So this is the PSO flow chart. I think you all understand. Start initial particles with a random position and velocity vectors. For each particle position, evaluate the fitness. The fitness is better than the personal best. Then the personal best is P. Now set the best personal best as a global best. Now update the particle velocity and position. Then this will be loop like it will go. And finally stop giving your B best as your object. And that is your optimal solution. Okay, with the minimum error. Now comparison of PSO with the other evolutionary computation techniques. Like, unlike in genetic algorithm, evolutionary programming and evolutionary strategies in PSO, there is no selection operation. இங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா GA is based on a cycle called selection, crossover, mutation. இங்க அந்த மாதிரி எந்த ஒரு இதுவுமே இங்க கிடையாது. செலக்ஷன் ப்ராசஸ் கிடையாது, கிராஸ் ஓவர் ப்ராசஸ் கிடையாது, மூட்டேஷன் ப்ராசஸ் கிடையாது. பட் ஆனா இங்க வந்து லோக்கல் பெஸ்ட் செலக்ஷன், குளோபல் பெஸ்ட் செலக்ஷன் இருக்கு, வெலாசிட்டி காம்பினேஷன் இருக்கு, ஆக்சலரேஷன் கான்ஸ்டன்ட் இருக்கு, இனர்ஷியல் வெயிட் ஃபேக்டர்ஸ் இதெல்லாம் நீங்க இனிஷியேட் பண்ணணும். பட் ஒன்ஸ் பண்ணிட்டீங்கன்னா அப்புறம் ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா அந்த வேல்யூஸ் அப்படியே ஐட்டரேஷன் போயிட்டே இருக்கும். பட் அங்க அப்படி கிடையாது. எவ்ரி டைம் யூ ஹவ் டு கோ ஃபார் தி செலக்ஷன், new of crossover, new of mutation, and new of population. Again, you have to go for a new selections. But here it is not there. No crossover operation in PSO. Resemblance of mutation in EP. So evolutionary program mutation கிடையாது, அப்படியே போயிட்டு இருக்கும். In evolutionary program, balance between the global search and local search can be adjusted through the strategy parameter, while in PSO, the balance is achieved through the inertial weight factor. Okay, that's I already explained you. Now, this is the how I am implementing a PSO algorithm in Jordan networks. அதாவது, all must listen carefully. As a research student, இண்டிவிஜுவலா ஒரு அல்காரிதத்தை பத்தி யூ கேன் ஸ்டடி. அதே மாதிரி ஆர்கிடெக்சரும் as a separate architecture you can know, right? But you don't know. That is what very important. That is what very crucial. How that algorithm can be suitably or it is optimizedly implemented to the architecture. In what way it will be trained, in what way it will be predicted, right? After the training, all these things will be a complex thing. You as a researcher, you must take an extra care, right, in the time of implementing those algorithms in the selected architecture. The way you implemented perfectly, then the result you will get it whatever you want. So implementation part is the crucial part of intelligent navigation system. Not only intelligent navigation system, any intelligent system. If you ask of any networks of any architecture of any algorithm, how you are going to implement correctly, that is the very, very key part of your research work. Right. Now, implementation of PS algorithm in Jordan Aeronaut. How I'm going to implement. Now, initialize the weights and initial context layer values to random values. That means the weights of all the layers start from input to hidden, then context to hidden, then hidden to output in a random way. First, you have to make a random weight values. Weight value selection is up to you. நீங்க தான் ரேண்டமா செலக்ட் பண்ணும். Higher the weight values வச்சீங்கன்னா கன்வர்ஜனுக்கு டைம் நிறைய எடுக்கும். லோவர் த வெயிட் வேல்யூஸ் வச்சா கன்வர்ஜன் ஈஸி ஆயிரும், குயிக்கா அவுட்புட் வரும். ஆனா எரர் அக்யூரசி ஒஸ்டா இருக்கும். ஸோ யூ மஸ்ட் ட்ரேட் ஆஃப் தட். அதுலயும் நீங்க தான் பார்த்து செலக்ட் பண்ணணும். அஸ் அ யூசர் யூ மஸ்ட் செலக்ட் இட் பேஸ்ட் ஆன் தி ஆர்கிடெக்சர், பேஸ்ட் ஆன் யுவர் ரிக்வயர்மெண்ட், பேஸ்ட் ஆன் யுவர் இன்புட் வேல்யூஸ். அது நீங்க தான் செலக்ட் பண்ணணும். எல்லாமே நான் வந்து அப்படி செலக்ட் பண்ணேன் இப்படி செலக்ட் பண்ணேன்னு நீங்களா ரேண்டமா செலக்ட் பண்ணுறது. யூ மஸ்ட் செலக்ட் த வேல்யூஸ் பேஸ்ட் ஆன் சம் ரீசன். அதுதான் ரிசர்ச்ல ரொம்ப முக்கியம். சார் எனக்கு கன்வர்ஜன் ஃபாஸ்டா வேணும் சார், பிகாஸ் என்னுடைய இன்புட்ஸ் வந்து ரொம்ப ஒரு நான் லீனியர் ஹெவியா இருக்கு, அதனால நான் வெயிட் வேல்யூ ஜாஸ்தியா வச்சேன், ஒரு 20 வச்சேன், 25 வச்சேன், 30 வச்சேன் அப்படிலாம் சொல்லலாம். இல்லை சார் எனக்கு கன்வர்ஜன் பற்றி பிரச்சனை இல்லை சார், ஆல்மோஸ்ட் ஆல் ஆர் ஐடென்டிக்கல், ஓரளவுக்கு ரிலேட்டடா தான் இருக்கு, அதனால வந்து கன்வர்ஜன் வெயிட் வேல்யூஸ் வந்து நான் வந்து ரொம்ப கம்மியா ஒரு 0.8, 1.2, 1.3 இப்படி செலக்ட் பண்ணிக்கிட்டேன் சார் அப்படின்னாலும் it's okay. But you must justify your selection. That is what very important. See, for an example, here in my navigation of input and output selection of values, இப்போ டார்கெட்ல ஜிபிஎஸ்ல ஒரு பொசிஷன் லாட்டிடியூட், லாங்கிடியூட், ஆல்டிடியூட் அதே மாதிரி இருக்குன்னா இன்புட் ஆஃப் ஐஎன்எஸ்க்கும் ஆல்மோஸ்ட் அதான் தான் இருக்கும். ஆல்மோஸ்ட் இப்போ சென்னை மவுண்ட் ரோட்ல சார், இப்போ சென்னை ஏர்போர்ட் லேட்லேண்ட் வேல்யூ வந்து ஜிபிஎஸ்ல மெஷர் பண்ணாலும் அதே தான் வரும், ஐஎன்எஸ்ல மெஷர் பண்ணாலும் அதே தான் வரும். ஸோ அதனால இங்க வந்து ரொம்ப வேரியேஷன் எனக்கு இருக்காது. ஸோ இங்க நான் ட்ரெயின் பண்ணும்போது எனக்கு வெயிட் வேல்யூஸ் வந்து நான் ரொம்ப கம்மியா எடுத்தாலே போதும். அதனால தான் எரர்லாம் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஆல்மோஸ்ட் க்ளோஸ் டு 0 தான் வரும், எனக்கு க்ளோஸ் டு 0.99 இப்படி தான் வரும். பிகாஸ் மை வேல்யூ ஆஃப் செலக்ஷன் இஸ் ஆல்மோஸ்ட் மை டார்கெட் வேல்யூ அண்ட் மை இன்புட் வேல்யூஸ் ஆர் க்ளோஸ். But you cannot expect this kind of scenario in all kind of your research works. சில நேரங்களில் இன்புட்ல நாய் பேய் கழுத குதிரையெல்லாம் கொடுப்பீங்க, அவுட்புட்ல வந்து யூ வில் எக்ஸ்பெக்ட் தி elephant. But how it is possible? Elephant nature is completely different from dog, monkey, and bullock, all these things. So if they are relatively resemble, right, then you can give off weight factors. So Zimbas, your inputs and outputs are relatively okay, then you go for with the low weight values. Otherwise, you should take a higher weight values. Then only the conversion of your input and output will come perfectly. You will expect the output of your train as per with your target output. So it's all depends. All depends, right? So step 2 is when stopping condition is met, do 3 to 14. So you have to go from the 3 to 14. This process of this implementation, you should go from 3 to 14. Do you understand? Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
No, I'm getting feedback only from you. What about the rest of participants?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to stop me. You can stop me then and there so that I am ready to explain you. My intention is to make you understand. Chuma, just like that, I don't want to pass the slides. Okay, right. Now, so step 3, for each training pair, do 4 to 14. Right. What is step 4? Each input unit receive its input signal and transmit to the all the units in the hidden layer. Yes. One node of the input node is connected to the all the nodes of the hidden layer. That's a part of the rule in neural network. In step 5, each hidden unit receives its context layer value also. Oh yes. Now each hidden unit sum its weights input signal is described by, this is the sum with the weight values of input nodes, and this is a sum with the weight values of context nodes. This is what you're going to give it as the input of the hidden layer plus bias. Now hidden layer output can be formulated with the activation function. Okay, so that is the f of z of minus n. That is the output you take it from the hidden layer. It is going to the input of the output node with the weight updation of your input, I mean hidden to the output layer. So that is what you are happening on the step 8. So the input of your output layer is combined with the your weight values, goes from hidden to output layer plus bias value. Now these values will go via activation function. Then finally you will get the output value at the output node. And this is the concept, you get it at the context layer, delayed output because of the feedback path. Now at the step 11, each output unit receive a target value and the error can be calculated. Error of k value, I mean kth instant, is equal to target value minus your trained output values of your Jordan neural network output after implementing of your PSO. Del is the error is equal to target minus trained output. Okay. Now step 12. The output unit update is bias and weight as follows. So weight correction term is, this is after, once you initialize the values, then the updation can be happen like this. Del of WI of H of t is equal to in of W and E of star of del of W of I of t minus 1 plus C1 R1 B best of WIF plus C2 R. This is based on the equation we formulated. Okay. This modification of particle position can be mathematically modeled according to the following equation. This equation only you are applying now, you are implementing now. Okay. Okay. So now this is a weight correction term is updated. Now this is a bias correction term is updated. Therefore, the updated weight factor is equal to old plus error. The bias updated is equal to old plus error. Now in the step 3, the hidden unit update is bias and weight as follows. Right. This is for the input. This is for the hidden. Okay. The hidden weight updation is the hidden node updation is weight values, and this is the bias values. Okay. And so the weight value updation, as you know, weight old plus del of the error, and bias updation plus old plus the bias error. Now step 14, the context unit. So after the hidden unit, you have to make the updation in the context unit. There also you have to follow the same formula. And finally, step 15, do steps of 6 to 11 while stopping condition is false. Then now you have to find out the particle best updation. The personal best can be identified, right? After the personal best of weight updation, bias updation in the input layer, hidden layer, and the context layer. And then finally, you have to go for a global best updation. Global best updation is the minimum B best of the input to hidden layer. The global best is the minimum personal best of the hidden to output layer. And global is the minimum B best of the context to your hidden layer. This is a minimum best of the your hidden to output layer. And this is from your feedback layer. Okay. So all these global best you have to identify. And once you achieve of the global best of your output, then you stop the value. Otherwise, continue the steps from 12 to 14. Okay, this is the same system configuration as I already explained in my earlier work. Only thing is here, what I changed is the same of neural networks of recurrent type. Just I removed the GA algorithm, I introduced and then I implemented the PSO algorithm. Otherwise, all the items, whichever you are seeing in the configurations are identical, same. Okay, right. Now, this is the trajectory I considered, what I considered for the earlier work, same of the trajectory I considered. And this is a non-linear trajectory. Okay. And this trajectory of values, I'm going to take it of my latitude, longitude. And if it is aircraft, I will also see the altitude, this trajectory. Then this value can be trained. And what happened after the training? The trained value will come on bar with the GPS value. Then you will note down the error. Okay. This is what I'm going to do it with the simulation of MATLAB in the MATLAB toolbox of optimization toolbox or genetic algorithm toolbox. Right. So you have the output of your result like that. For the latitude in degrees, this is the time in minutes, right? The INS spot, I'm giving my inputs as the latitude. The first of the blue color is INS, is input. And GPS block is a target, right? For an Elmon, see, for a red color, it is almost coming 15, something like that. For the Jordan green color, it is almost closer. And PPN also, it is almost closer. So they are very closer only. But if you see the expanded graph, you'll identify the difference, right? So after the training, I want to make it my inputs are coming closer with the GPS for both Gelmon, Jordan, and PPN. Initially, there must be deviation. But once this trained and target values and inputs values are optimized with the weight values and bias values, they almost come to closer. So after that training, the GPS is outage, no problem. You have already trained values. With that, you will predict what will be the position of the latitude, longitude, and altitude. That is what the intention and the objective of our intelligent navigation. The same concept you can do for longitude and altitude also. Altitude, I make it in kilometer. For simulation sake, I'll go on up to 10 kilometer. But in real time, it is up to 5,000 kilometer. Okay. For a linear trajectory, this output. And this is for a non-linear trajectory. Almost same only. Only thing is the values will change. Right. Otherwise, this is also a numerical value, that also a numerical value. Right. The graph wise, it will be same. The concept also will be same. This is for non-linear trajectory. And this is what I want to explain how the error output for Jordan network in a two-dimensional view. If the error will tune like this, then you can understand, okay, the PSO is implemented properly. It's giving a perfect output. See, for an example, the INS is in red color, right? The INS values are given and they are trained and they are coming on bar with the GPS, right? So the GPS are the light blue. After that, the Jordan error is also coming close to your GPS. So your Jordan is well trained. Both the GPS and INS signals are coming closer. So the latitude, longitude, altitude of INS is coming on par with the GPS. So any one of the system will go fault, no problem. We can have our already trained values. With that, we will predict of our position. Okay. This is for the altitude, three-dimensional view. This is the performance parameter I want to calculate. The first I want to know what is my mean square error of the intelligent application of this architecture with the algorithm. 1 by m multiplied with summation of I of 1 to m and y of I minus a of y of I whole square. For m is the number of data patterns. It may be goes from 1000 or 2000 or 3000 or 4000 up to that. So y suffix I is the target value and ay is the neural network output trained value. Okay. And performance index is also calculated with the formula root of y of I of minus a of y of I of whole square divided by summation of I of 1 to m and modulus of y of I. Okay, the numerator also we have summation of I of 1 to m. This is the another performance parameter. It is called performance index, then mean absolute error, then sensitivity index, R square. So these are the some of the evaluation parameter I want to evaluate after the implementation of my PSO in my intelligent architecture, right? So now I want to make a comparison for the latitude purely on PSO. For a mean square error, if you look at on PPN architecture with implementation of PSO, it is only 0.167, right? For a Jordan C, the error, it is very, very lesser. Compared to PPN, Elman has a lesser, and compared to Elman, Jordan has very lesser value. This is condition for all the path. Now for R square value, it's giving a better output. The number of epochs, if you look at that, PPN required more epochs to get the output, whereas Jordan has only the lesser epoch because the conversion of the Jordan is faster when compared to PPN. We'll see that how it is. And performance index, sensitivity index, mean absolute error, they're all compared. So you look at the Jordan, okay, the performance index is very minimum, sensitivity index is maximum, mean absolute error also very minimum when compared to PPN and NMAN of these latitude values. Longitude. Now longitude. Altitude. Altitude, I want to compare of all these parameters, MSC, R square, epoch, then performance index, sensitivity index, mean absolute error. Okay. So finally, the conclusion, what I want to say, feed forward networks knowledge accumulation is poor due to fixed topology and consuming more time to learn. You know, feed forward networks, all the architectures are feed forward only, because why it is called feed forward? The inputs are feeded from input to hidden, then hidden to output. Of course, we may have more number of hidden layer, no problem. All must be feed forwarded. Okay, that is what is called feed forward neural networks. But in a general basic feed forward networks, the accumulations are very poor. Whereas because there the hidden nodes are fixed, topology is fixed. We don't have any variability in the node component. So that is what the consuming more time to give the output. Whereas in recurrent network, context layer performance leads to better knowledge accumulation. Why? Because context layer will make as the alternative layer of your hidden. So the part of the hidden layer work will be shared by the context layer. So any work left out by the hidden layer can be shared by the context layer, so that it will accumulate of more knowledge information, whatever the left by the hidden layer. So it can act as the supporting role to your hidden layer. That way, the context layer with the RNN has much more knowledge accumulation or much more information content than your a counterpart of feed-forward neural networks. Among recurrent neural networks like Elman and Jordan, Jordan network provides superior performance in terms of performance parameters. The reason is Jordan has a feedback path of context layer. It is going to connect with your between of input and hidden. Whereas in the Elman, the feedback is connected between of hidden and output. So that way, the accumulation of knowledge is very poor in the Elman. So it will give only a least error accuracy than the a well-defined context of input to